In the past, I have encountered people that went to school, but they were not able to utilize their degrees. I have also encountered people that went to school, but when they left school, the salaries that they got did not match the student loans that they got while they were in school. If you're watching this video, maybe you have met people in similar situations. Hi, welcome to Beyond Financial Reset. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can receive notification when we release videos every week. If you have already subscribed, thank you. We appreciate the support. In this video, I'll be talking about 7 things that you should consider when you plan to go to school here in the diaspora, specifically here in the United States. Now, a lot of Africans, when we come to the diaspora, we want to go to school because that is what our parents usually tell us to do. Go to school, go to school, go to school. Which is a great thing, right? We want to go to school. It is very important for us and for our parents. But when we think about building wealth, we want to make sure that we're not just pouring money into education. We want to also get something out of it. So in this video, I'll be talking about 7 things that you should consider when you're thinking about going to school, because education is an investment. So we want to get, again, something out of it because we're investing in our education. The very first thing is we want to think about the future earning potential of the career that we're getting into. It doesn't suffice to say, you know what, I love this career. Yes, you love it. You want to do something you're passionate about. But what is the job security of that career that you want to do? Is it something that is in demand? Are you going to get a job when you leave school? So make sure you do your research. Go to sites like the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Are they people who are getting jobs right out of school? Or are you going to have to wait for 2-3 years when you leave school? And in the interim, what are you going to do with your school loans? So make sure you do your research. The second thing is you want to find out, again, the job prospects immediately after you graduate. What is the starting salary? Now, when we talk about your starting salary, we're thinking about that in terms of an investment because, like I said, education is an investment. So if you are pouring, say, $30,000 into this program and you get out of school, and initially, before you left school, you were making, say, $20,000. And now when you leave school, you are going to be making the same $20,000. Is it worth it to go to school and put in $30,000 into this career? Those are things that you want to think about. So what is the starting salary for this job or this career that you are planning on pursuing? Now you also want to find out how much the tuition is going to be, how much the training is going to be if you're in a professional program. It's not only the training you're going to be worried about. You're going to have other expenses outside of your tuition. So are you going to need student loans to cover those expenses, or are you going to work while you're in school? Will your program even allow you to work? You will need to find those out, because if you're going to take extra loans to be able to complete that program, that is money you will have to pay back when you leave your program, right? So when you leave your program, are you going to be able to pay that money and still have a life after you graduate? Next, you want to find out what the timeline is for completing this program. This is particularly important for people who have families. If, for example, you have a spouse who is dependent upon you completing that program before they start maybe their own professional program. So is it going to take you 2 years to complete your program before they start their program? Or if you have a family that you have to relocate to another state, for example, while you're in school, or are you going to need to rent a house in another state while you're in school? Or are you waiting to start a family while you're in school, after you complete school? So knowing the timeline for completing your education is important because it fits into the decisions that you are going to make with your family. Also, you want to find out if your employer will be paying for some or all of your tuition. Some employers offer tuition repayment. If you're somebody who wants to quickly finish your program and you do not want to depend on your employer's tuition repayment, then that's fine. You can rush through your program and not bother with how much they offer per semester. But if you are considering, you know what, I want to not take on extra costs, I want to rely on my employer's money, which you should take as much from your employer if that is free money that they're offering you, right? So if they're offering you, say, $3,000 every semester, then that might affect how many courses you might be able to take per semester if you do not want to pay extra money out of pocket. So if they can only pay $3,000 and $3,000 can only pay 2 courses, for example, so you can only take 2 courses per semester. So that will prolong how long you will be able to complete your program. So finding out how much your employer can pay, and so that you again can make that decision along with your family how long your program will last, or if you will be able to put in extra money into the program so you can finish your program sooner. And if you do not want to pay out of pocket, there are other options for you to apply for scholarships and grants. The good thing about most immigrants is that they are very smart. They would usually qualify for scholarships and grants. And unfortunately, they have so many scholarships and grants that people do not apply for because people are not aware of it. So I do encourage people to apply for scholarships and grants while in school because they're available for students to apply for them. And it might be, people think about it's just $500, but every single penny adds up when you think about it. All right, so apply for as many scholarships and grants as possible because that reduces the amount of student loans that you end up taking. Lastly, if you are going to take student loans, please make sure that you read the fine print. You want to find out what the terms of your loans are, when you will start to repay those loans, what the interest on your loans are going to be, and how long you will need to pay these loans for. You will be surprised at how many students sign student loans without even understanding the terms of their loans or even looking at the paperwork, because you know what? Everybody has student loans. That is the myth. Everybody takes student loans, or I need student loans, so why not just sign the paperwork? But then when you leave school, that is when you start feeling the effect of what you did while you were in school. Student loans are no joke. They are not fun at all. I can tell you from experience. So if you can do anything while you're in school with your student loans, is to look at your paperwork before you sign it and try to minimize the amount of student loans that you take as much as possible. Well, these are the 7 tips I have for you before you get into your program here in the diaspora. If there are other tips that you think should be included in the video, let me know in the comments below. Or if you utilize any of these tips, let me know how they turn out for you. All right? Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.